Hi, my name is Guia Bianchi and I'm delighted about the need and examples of how we can transform our learning for a future-proof economy, a just society and a livable planet. So with this video, I just wanted to give you a brief overview of the work I've done specifically on GreenComp. So I am a researcher at the Joint Research Center here in Seville, or JRC. The JRC is a research institute inside the European Commission. Our main aim is to provide evidence for current and future European policies. So with our studies, our aim is really to anticipate challenges, help implement solutions, and make an impact inside the life of European citizens. So this is why I'm really pleased to be here with you to discuss how we can make an impact and see how our work can really help build a more future-proof economy. And in this case, I'm going to talk about GreenComp. So without further ado, let's see what GreenComp is about. So GreenComp is the European Sustainability Competence Framework for Lifelong Learning, developed by the European Commission. So you might wonder, why GreenComp, why now? So the recognition to develop a European-wide competence framework on sustainability for lifelong learning was already recognized in various policy documents such as the European Green Deal, the European Skills Agenda, and the European Education Area. Because of this, GreenComp is part of the adopted Council recommendation on learning for the green transition and sustainable development. So now comes the how part. How did we do it? We started in 2020 by conducting scoping studies in order to see if there was a general agreement, and indeed there was, over what sustainability competencies were and what they entailed. So after these scoping studies, we came up with the first proposal over a sustainability competence framework for lifelong learning. This was debated with key experts in the field at the first workshop. After that, another 2 workshops came about in order to finally agree over a sustainability competence framework that is now GreenComp. So without further ado, the objective of GreenComp is really to identify a set of sustainability competencies to be fed into any education and training programs to help learners think, act, and plan with empathy, respect, responsibility, care, and fairness towards the planet and in society. So, indeed, this can happen by developing the right knowledge, skills, and attitudes that are part of the competencies. Here in this slide, you can see the 4 competence areas of GreenComp that are indeed embodying sustainability values, embracing complexity in sustainability, envisioning sustainable futures, and acting for sustainability. In this slide, instead, you can see that we have 12 competencies, that is 3 competencies under each area. We have valuing for sustainability, supporting fairness, and promoting nature. These 3 competencies are really about fostering a critical reflection over values, to understand that values are human-made construct and whether or not to prioritize sustainability values is a choice. And indeed, supporting fairness is about justice, and promoting nature is about justice towards the environment. We then have embracing complexity in sustainability with system thinking, critical thinking, and problem framing. We then have envisioning sustainable futures with futures literacy, that is indeed about envisioning possible future scenarios and states, but also understand what actions are needed now in order to achieve a sustainable future. We have adaptability, that is indeed the ability to cope with trade-offs in sustainability, with uncertainties, and indeed with complexity. And then we have exploratory thinking. Finally, in acting for sustainability, we have political agency, collective action, and individual initiative. What it's really important to understand in this slide, but also about GreenComp as a whole, is that no competence or no competence area is more important than the other. All competencies are interlinked and interrelated, and we believe that in order to act indeed with care and respect towards the environment, we need all the 12 competencies. Of course, this is a truly adaptable competence framework which should be adapted. So despite we highly encourage the adoption of it, the adaptation for the individual learners, but also for local needs and challenges, but also solutions, is really up to educators and trainers and self-learners. Finally, GreenComp, as I said, contains 4 competence areas. Each area contains 3 competencies. There is a total of 12 sustainability competencies. Each competence is defined by its descriptor, and for each competence, we have tried to identify its key components. There is the knowledge, skills, and attitudes that make up a competence. So we have approximately 15 knowledge, skills, and attitude statements per competence for a total of 180 statements. So here you have an example. For example, if we take embodying sustainability values as an area, we then have valuing for sustainability, and please let me further highlight that the numbers are just for reference, not the order of importance. Valuing sustainability as its own definition or descriptor, and then so here you cannot read it, but if you go on the report, you are able to see it. We have the knowledge, skills, and attitudes that describe this competence. So for now, GreenComp is just a conceptual model, but we highly encourage educators, trainers, organizations to take it up and to reach us out in case you have any doubts. So this is all for me now.